Hola, bonjour, welcome and welcome back to the Smoking Leaf Podcast, the spot where we discuss culture, health, finance, real talk. We discuss anything because the First Amendment lives here at the Smoking Leaf. Today's podcast title, Why the Leaf. Before we get it any further, a special shout out to Zodi'x Cigar Bar, our host today. Another shout out to the NBA legend, champion, Chicago Bull, Ron Harper. Your stick, underrated, is really underrated. Grab this. It's a good smoke. You don't want to miss it. Special shout out and thank you to our sponsor, Manestream Media, for producing our podcast. Amazing job. Extremely thankful. And a special thank you to Trey at Manestream Media for making this work. Your work is appreciated beyond words. Also, our sponsor, Dapper, for coming through with the amazing merch, Smoking Leaf Podcast sweatshirt. Get you one. Support is a verb. And while we're talking about this verb of support, give us a like, a follow on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Also, while you're in there, in the comments, feel free to leave comments or any suggestion about future topics. And if you're interested in coming on the pod, holler at us. Tune in, light up, enjoy the vibe. Episode 1, Why the Leaf? Here we are. Why the leaf for me? Why the brown leaf specifically? Because that's what we're discussing today. I want to connect with you first. Though the pod is for anyone, I'm a man, and I'm speaking specifically to men at this moment. Vulnerability is something that we lack. So before we even get started, I'm gonna connect with you as vulnerably as I can. The brown leaf and cigars for me, I'm artistic, and as an artistic person, I struggle with slowing down. I struggle with taking life at the pace that other humans take it at or experience it at, and so smoking cigars has really assisted me in that. Smoking the leaf assists me in that. So I would advise men, as you grow and evolve, be vulnerable. Connect with your family. We connect with each other, and it'll help us. Along with that, the time that I'm able to unwind and spend relaxing and smoking the cigars, connecting with people, and as I've discussed in other shorts and other reels, your network is your network. Growing and expanding is always a positive, and so here we are. Why the leaf? In episode 1 and all the subsequent episodes, we'll be discussing current events and topics concerning all the leaves. The first topic today we're going to discuss is what's new and what's hot in the cigar world. We noticed that Gurkha is a company that normally produces Robusto's and Toro cigars. They're releasing a Fat Boy, which is a wider cigar. That's not what we have today, and I'll go back to that in a moment. Check them out. Gurkha is a great smoke. Have a nice stick. In other news, the NBA legend Ron Harper has a stick. It's amazing. I mentioned that in the intro. It's called Underrated. I would advise you try it and check it out as well. There's some real significant news as it relates to the green leaf that we want to discuss. And I'm going to read something to you. And so when it comes to the green leaf, did you know that the hemp plant is where we get both cannabis and hemp and CBD? Like all of that is from one plant. It's just a plant. Okay, cool. So in Texas, in other news concerning leaves, in Texas right now, Texas House Bill 2125, the proposition is related to the prohibition of sale, transfer, and delivery of all consumable hemp products, creating a criminal offense. So any product that consumes hemp would then be a misdemeanor. Get involved, local politics, and let your voice be heard. I'm pro leaves, hence we're here. You did hear me mention that this pod will discuss 2 leaves, both brown and green. And I'm a responsible person, and I wholeheartedly support the brown and the green leaf. My watch is stuck on 420. But to be a responsible person, the brown leaf conversations will be found on YouTube and Spotify. The green leaf conversations will be found on our Patreon. So please head over and subscribe. And here's the reason for that. Though local jurisdictions and local municipalities have made marijuana, cannabis, and cannabinoids legal, the federal government has not. Media is distributed to the entire country, and in many cases, the entire world. Many places in the world, it's not legal. And in our country as a whole, it's not legal. So to be a responsible adult for the content that we're producing, to be a responsible adult with my opinions, the content that includes green leaf topics and green leaf consumption will be found on Patreon. And think about this. If there was a topic, if there was a part that discussed different forms of consumption of the green leaf and it got into the hands of your teenage friend, cousin, neighbor, or adolescent that you know, right. So to be responsible, that's what we're doing. Head on over to the Patreon, subscribe, exclusive content. You'll get to see me in a bit of a raw element. In other news, Zodi'x is having their 7-year anniversary on March 3 anniversary, on March 7th. Follow up, tune in, follow them on their pages, and even show up and show some support. It's a dope place. It's the place that I really got to know cigars in the way that I know it. It's home for me. It's a home cigar bar. And if you are a person that is looking to get into the cigar life, or smoke life, smoke culture, I advise you, as I mentioned in the reel that you can find on YouTube, that find you a cigar bar. It's a home gym. A person that wants to work out and stay in shape, they find a home gym. A boxer will find a home gym. A comedian will find a home spot to work their content out. So in terms of cigars, I think that you should find you a cigar bar that you're comfortable with, get to know the different sticks, and find the gentleman and the camaraderie, even if it's not gentlemen, it's both genders in a cigar bar. Find a camaraderie that'll help you evolve and grow, smoke culture and smoke life. If you have any take on these topics that we discussed, I mentioned, Gurkha has a new big cigar, wider cigar called a Fat Boy. Ron Harper has this stick, underrated. Texas Senate Bill 2155. You have any comments about any of those topics, feel free to mention them below and we'll discuss them.
Let's do this week's mental health check-in. So we can slow down. That's a part of this part. That's really important. Health is wealth. Got that healthy wealth. And though we will talk about other forms of wealth, you can't even experience that wealth without the wealth of health, right? One of the topics that we touched on the short was that cigar smoke really assists us in breathing, and it's true. And the importance of breath is even more true. So let's talk about some facts, some tips to help us with extending our lives and living that life as healthy as possible in terms of actual health. And again, feel free to chime in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. You got some insights, you got some contradictory facts, you got something that we can go and evolve from, or a challenging thing that we'll discuss on the pod. So in breathing, you want to breathe 4, 7, 8. You want to inhale for 4 seconds. Hold it 7. And exhale in 8. The next is mouth breath work is weak breathing. Nasal breathing, check this out, fellas. Nasal breathing increases endurance. Hey, you feel me? Right. Already. Brain functioning, you can't benefit from that. And drum roll, please. Again, I did that behind the scenes. That shit was catastrophic. They caught it on camera. Drum roll. The next thing that breathing correctly increases is testosterone. You feel me? Breathe correctly. The next tip I want to discuss is breathe through your belly, not your chest. If you're an athlete, you already know that. If you were an athlete, you do it and you forgot. But let's tap back into the inner athlete and breathe through our belly, not our chest. So through your chest is shallow breathing, right? That belly breathing is diaphragmatic, right? Diaphragmatic. And diaphragmatic breathing lowers. Cortisol, stress hormone, right? So we need to lower stress. So as we're talking about this whole health thing, health is wealth, and it's really at the core of it, it's important to slow down in a fast-paced world. Meaning, slow down. Women do that. Women slow down. They go to the salon. They go to the spa. They're for this thing and religiously. We need to do that. Part of health is just realizing that it's important. It makes self-care a priority. Don't make it an emergency. See, got that? Let's do that together. Let's hold each other accountable. Take our health a little bit more seriously. And self-care will be more welcome. All right, slowing down in this fast-paced world. And here's a real life story. This whole breathing thing, the whole yoga thing, I did it, right? So I went to a spot on 6th Street, Soul Strong Yoga. Shout out to Sam. Really, really, really amazing yoga. I advise you to go check out. Went to her class here, I believe, on Thursday evenings, but don't quote me on that. Along with each one of her classes, we even had a sound bath. And if you haven't had a sound bath before, I advise that. Okay, take care of yourself. But so attended yoga my first time in this place. So I go in, it's dimly lit, right? Again, I know, right? Security might want to see the door. You cannot see the door. Nobody in there doing yoga can see the door, so bam, there's there. So I've been there, we're doing yoga, and she says, first, try a position. So, a lot of the positions, yoga are extremely uncomfortable. But that's just it. Part of being healthy is being uncomfortable. It's doing some things you're supposed to be uncomfortable with. So I try the different poses, and pause. And she then says, we're going to do lion stretch. Now, Leo, I'm with the shit lion. That's this lion shit roared. And then the fuck, yeah, I think, what? So she said, lion stretch. Now, on the side of me, it's an overachiever. On the side of me, it's a white cat. He is an overachiever. Man, bun, time thing. He with it. He got the yoga pants, socks. He got everything going on. He's a yogi. Probably should be teaching the class. So when she says, let's do this lion stretch, I have no idea what it is. She said, you just take a deep breath and let out, your breath uncontrollably. So I'm thinking, right? That's how you breathe. No, that's not how they breathe. The dude on the side of me was like, ah, and there's 30 people. Ah. Yeah, needless to say, it wasn't as a relaxing experience as it was at smoking a cigar, but it was an extremely relaxing experience. Once I relaxed and allowed myself to experience, more of the story, relax. You allow yourself to experience the relaxation. Take a vacation. Take some PTO. What you gonna do with it? What you doing with the PTO? What you saving it for? Use the PTO. Take the vacation. Spend time with family. And how do you spend your time? How do you spend your time? Think they're coming. Talk to them, communicate. Maybe we can help each other do something better. I like to walk, hiking, mindful breathing is working on this week, right? Mindful breathing. As you smoke your cigar, be mindful. And in your spare time, be conscious of your breathing. 4, 7, 8. Inhale 4, hold it to 7, exhale 8. Now you know we gotta talk about self-care, cigar care, and style tips. So here we are, let's talk about something. Remember we said we want to make self-care a priority and an everyday thing, not an emergency procedure. Care yourself. If you don't, you will, right? If you don't, you will. We'll talk about cigar care so you can take care of these things. And so, as a cigar smoker, you really should understand the importance of the addiction, right? Are these things inexpensive? They're not. We talked about in the previous short that you have to get things like torch and cutter, humidors, and other things. I didn't mention that in the short, but we're talking about that today. So if you take the time and the money to invest in that, how much is your homework? You won't stop. You take the time to invest in that. You know where I'm going? I ain't gonna stop. I'll stop you. In terms of cigar care, you really need to invest in a humidor. I have is Lotus. I bought it from Zodi'x. Right? Keeps your cigars fresh. Keeps the humidity out. Give this one pack. Keep the humidity out. Need a really tight glass. Take care of yourself. And there's definitely somebody that knows more than me. They have a better tip. I'm open to it. Breathing. Let's see how we can incorporate what we just talked about. Breathing with the cigar. 4, 7, 8, right? Inhale. Or 7, 8, incorporate it in your life. Because so much of health, so much of self-care is a routine. It's a lifestyle. It's habit forming things that you just consistently do. Bad habits are things that you do. And I read something some years ago in a book by Ayanna Van Sant, Dope Sister, that habits are like chains. When you try to break them, you don't realize that, you don't realize they're there until you try to break them. Habits are like chains. You don't realize they're there until you try to break them. And here's a style tip. Fellas, my style tip for you, real talk, my style tip is that you take care of yourself like you want her to. Yeah, that's a bar. Take care of yourself, you. Take care of you like you want her to. You want her feet to stink? You want her breath to stink? You want her hair to be nappy? Take care of you like that. And so when you leave the cigar bar, freshen yourself up, and then every day when you get up, take care of yourself. Don't sit your bar. Freshen yourself up and conduct yourself just as you would have her to. But hey, that's a general tip. But a specific style tip is that coordinate. That you coordinate. You see the black, you see the white, and you can do coordinated settlements. So I have a black and white with just a few pops of white. The white here, the domino, the gut. The white is in the off-white sneaker. The white is in the bracelet. That's a subtle pop of gold. Less is more and many is. There you go. Take care of yourself. Take care of your cigar. Take care of your occasions. Smoking these cars there. Why do we here? With the renowned, the one and only Mr. Lowe, owner of Zodi'x. Sir, Lowe, glad to have you here. Yes, sir, yes, sir. My home lounge, dope place, and I have to, let me correct this. Previously and earlier, I said that it may have been the 3 or the 7-year anniversary. It's the 7-year anniversary. It's the Zodi'x. In my improper pronunciation, I said Zodi'x earlier, and Zodi'x, I'm staying correct. We're going to talk with Mr. Lowe about a few things concerning cigar, and smoke culture, lounge life. And the first question we got from you, Mr. Lowe, I want to say thank you before we start.
How y'all doing? Welcome.
The first question we got from Mr. Lowe is, why cigars? Why do you start smoking?
So I've been smoking cigars roughly around, give or take, probably about since 2000, 2001. Okay. So it's been over 20 years that I've been smoking cigars. Started out with this little small ones, gas, switched with those and things like that. And then in 2008, I just kind of ventured in and did more premium type cigars. Then also found out how much more they cost. So I was always into that, relaxing. Initially was all to folks ready to head out to the club and cigar and ring. Went to the club back in the day, they were smoking in the club. And so, back in the day, you could be able to smoke in the club. So I'll have this cigar while I walk around the club. So that's what I've been around cigars and things like that. And we just progressed, thinking about it more and more, seeing all the different lounges, that kind of entices me even more to want to do one of them. Previous, my other business before I had was I was a nutritionist. Okay. So that's like that now I go from nutrition to cigars. You got a lot of top bodybuilders and fitness people that actually take cigars. Correct. Because you don't inhale. So,
Well, you get it. So you heard that they smoke cigars and any other thing. It's not a thing of inhalation. It's not inhalation.
yeah. So, with that, not another, what I tell people, when you get started, you're not a big cigar smoker. If you don't swallow your mouthwash, you ain't gonna swallow the smoke. Think about it. Same concept. So that's how I
Don't swallow your mouth, don't swallow your smoke.
So it's just a way to you want to get started and get into it to understand this is puff and blow. But you get taste and flavor around your tongue and things like that. So that's where that not taking
Earlier we were talking, I had to say correctly. I said Zodi'x Cigar Bar. What's the difference between a cigar bar and a cigar lounge?
So plain and simple, a cigar bar sell alcohol. Cigar lounge is just be wall bring them and drink your life. Normally without to provide the setups. Things like that. That's all.
Okay, sometimes the membership is that.
What's that?
And then can we ask you one more question? What advice would you give to a person new to the cigar culture, smoke culture that is come to a lounge?
Respect. Respect goes a long way with everything. So if you put it doesn't matter where you go. A cigar lounge is not a club. And a lot of people say there's not like a lot of clubs nowadays. People go in there and people understand cigar lounges actually have camera. You want to in the humidor. If you're trying to find a cigar, you don't put it to your nose and smell it because smelling that cigar is not going to tell you how good it is. It's going to tell you that, yeah, that tobacco smells good. But until you light it up and start smoking, it's the only way you're going to tell it that it's good. So having a good business partner, if you want to have a partner in anything in life, having somebody that's like that.
Can we add that point?
Yeah. So it doesn't matter like whatever the kind of business you decide to do. One, they got a passion for cigars.
Yeah.
Two, they have somebody that has the same kind of passion desire. So that's why I gave him a lot of credit. Because I was gonna do it.
He don't work.
He works and we go work hand in hand together. He can, I'm the social person, I'm the host, I'm the hippie man and things like that. And he's my come down to the other business aspect of it. He handles some of the stuff on his end that he do. So it works. Then we communicate. So business is communication. You gotta have it. Now let's do it by yourself. Do it by yourself. Yeah. And I get asked all the time about things and stuff. I have no problem sitting down with anybody that's the thoughts of shopping and things like that. That goes in hand like that's something Wednesday. February 26th, I'm doing cigars, working this networking event. All that goes, you got a barber shop one night, you come out, listen, talking about the best taxes, life insurance, real estate, things of that sort. There's a lot of people that are always looking for that company. Right? And there's some people that's in positions that can help or show you in a way.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing with what's the name for that. Cigars Working List. Wednesday, February 26th, 6 to 7.
And looking at doing that once a month,
No, I'm looking at doing it every other week. But if it goes good, I'll do it every week. It'll be a way to bring people in, talk about different strategies for us to end up doing things better. Whether it's IT, whether it's something called videography or whatever it is. Come out, man. Really know. Come out and learn something.
Time for one of my favorite segments. Talk about cigar trivia and products. When it comes to cigar trivia, I'm really, really proud of some of the most important things that there is to know, or the most important thing. One of the most important things there is to know about cigars, and it is that cigars were first started by Taino people of the island of Haiti. And I happen to be a Haitian descendant. In another video, I said Haitian native. I meant a Haitian descendant. And I'm proud of this fact. Did you know? You didn't? Now you do. In terms of product review, I want to stand corrected. And if not stand corrected, I want to redact some information or interject some more information. I referenced the underrated stick and Ron Harper. It's actually a Luciano cigar. Shout out to Luciano. It's an extremely great stick. Really smooth smoke. And Ron Harper simply collaborated with them for this particular blend. So there we go. Just to stand correct. I want to put out nothing but facts and unadulterated facts. So I paired this cigar with the Johnnie Walker Black, and it's smooth. Johnnie Walker Black is a favorite of mine. It's a smooth whiskey. Excuse me. It's a smooth Scotch, which is a type of whiskey, and it does it for me. Scotch is a type of liquor that you don't have to drink a lot of. It's classy. Luciano makes a very classy stick. So my pairing is Luciano underrated and Johnnie Walker Black for the week. If you got a product or cigar you'd like us to review, drop it in the comments. We'll talk about it next week on the pod. Working toward the end of the pod, let's talk about a highlight of the week. And the highlight of the week for me is living out your wildest fucking dreams. My grandfather was a barber. I'm a native of Houston, 3rd Ward, the neighborhood to be exact, as was my grandfather. Served in the United States Army. Salute to all our veterans. I honor and appreciate you immensely, more than words. I, Dapper Joe, we, the Smoking Leaf Podcast, support veterans, and we're thankful for you. So back to my papa. After serving in the Army, moved to Dallas, went to barber college. I was a barber there. Uh, while being a barber there 25 years, he used to call a radio show each day. And after calling one day, Skip Bayless had quit because he wrote a book for Jerry Jones, and there was a vacancy. The program director, coordinator, and whatever mentioned to another host that there was a vacancy. He said, "I know just the person." My grandfather called in. Boom, his media career began. And to see that he advised me to be a barber, and got the opportunity to be a host, and to now be hosting a podcast, like it's a full circle moment. I'm really proud. That's a highlight for me. And then the highlight for you would be, do you just live out your dreams? I don't know what you're dreaming of. But first, if you're not dreaming, get the fucking dreaming. And if you are dreaming of something, make the dream manifest with your own energy, your own passion, and don't quit. Shout out to Zodi'x. Shout out to Derek and Low of Zodi'x. The person that we interviewed, the brother that we interviewed, Mr. Low, is a co-founder and co-owner. Low is also, Derek is also a co-owner and founder. Shout out to them for hosting the dope space. Have curated an amazing space. They have a downstairs, they have an upstairs, they have outdoor. Get ready to celebrate their 7th anniversary. So shout out to them. Shout out to you all. Thank you for tuning in. Lighten up, enjoy the vibes. Please like, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Leave comments, send suggestions. You all appreciate it.